I'm Britta, and today we'll be talking to Matt about his Oshimen, the girl who may be the smartest idol in the industry. Hey Matt!
Hi.
So can we start with you briefly introducing yourself?
Sure. Let's see here. I probably get out that I'm probably old enough to remember watching bootleg anime on VHS tape. So I'm a bit older than probably a lot of Idol fans out there. I lived in California most of my life, but I just recently moved to the East Coast. And the way I got into idols was basically through AKB48, like the gateway drug, right?
Yep. For me it was
For
Hello
idols.
Project, but...
Or, yeah, usually it's AKB or Morning Musume, right?
Yep.
I kind of got into both at the same time. I got into AKB through watching AKB Bingo. Yeah, so watching a lot of videos and just started getting interested in the groups from that. So I guess I would say I got into idols around 2014. My Oshimen is Kamen Joshi's Yuki Sakura.
Okay, and she is also in Alice Juban, right?
Right.
I think a lot of people listening probably know about Alice Project and Kamen Joshi, but in case they don't, can you just explain a little bit about both Kamen Joshi and Alice Juban?
Okay, well, Kamen Joshi is a group uh, that is under the Alice Project agency. They perform at theater in Akihabara. Is that right?
Yep, Akihabara.
Uh, or Akiba, as we
Yep.
like to say, short. Sorry, my Japanese is not that great.
Mine's not either, so.
Um, so they have a theater where they, or some of the other groups under Alice Project, perform every day, a couple of shows a day. Kamajoshi has three subunits: Alice Juban, Steam Girls, and Armor Girls, and each group has their own like costumes and different style of music. Uh, Alice Juban is like the top group of them, their style is more like heavy metal, and they have a little bit of a kind of a horror type of vibe to them.
So I thought this was interesting because I just watched Friday the 13th on Halloween.
Yeah.
So Alice is the name of the mother in Friday the 13th, and what's the name of the guy in Friday the 13th? Jason, right?
Jason, yeah.
Yeah, and Jason possibly died when he was 10.
Oh, wow.
So
Know that.
probably a connection there.
There might be. I had heard that the Alice Project name was originally came from the office that they were located in, something to do with that.
Huh, okay, I actually hadn't heard that.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't verify it. It's just something I saw at one time somewhere. I don't know how true that is. So,
Makes sense.
yeah. So, Yuki has been a part of Alex Project, I think, from the beginning. She wasn't a part of Alice Juban though. She joined in 2010, Alex Project, and then she's made her way through all the ranks, all the training groups, up through like Steam Girls. She was one of the original Steam Girls in 2012, and she joined Alice Juban in 2014.
Yeah, so in Kamen Joshi, like Matt said, there's 3 units, Armor Girls, Steam Girls, and Alice Juban. And like Matt also said, Alice Juban is the top group, so you can be promoted from Steam Girls or Armor Girls into Alice Juban. So
Yeah.
just recently, they had a huge promotion of girls from Steam Girls and Armor Girls to Alice Juban.
Yeah, I think she was like the second person to be promoted from Steam Girls to Alice Juban after Nanaka
Yeah, I think Nanako was first.
Nanaka Kawamura, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Um, Also, an interesting thing is she was the original B in the Oz training group.
The B outfit is so cute. All the Oz
Yeah,
outfits are so cute.
yeah. So she's been in Alice Project for quite a while. Oh, I think forgot to point out that Alice Juban, all the girls wear Jason style Friday the 13th masks, and they usually carry different types of weapons. Like Yuki carries a chainsaw. They're not like real weapons. They're like kind of toy,
That'd
and
be
they're
pretty
kind of
hardcore.
flashy and neon. So they have a little bit of a horror vibe, but there's kind of got like a cheesy, kind of fun style to it. So
Yeah, they're not super scary. Like, it's a pretty family-friendly show.
yeah, I know a couple other people I've talked to about who are Idol fans who I've talked to about Alice Project say or Kamajoshi say they can't get past the Jason masks. But yeah, for me it was a little weird at first, but I started to get into it.
Yeah, so how did you get into Alice Project and how did you become a fan of Yuki?
Well, okay, so I told you before I was an AKB fan,
Hmm.
and my former Oshimen, the person I liked the most from that group was Furukawa Iron,
Hmm.
Irie, who's also Iron. Um, and she graduated in 2015, March of 2015. So I felt a little bit of a void, even though I still kind of liked AKB at the time. I felt a void of having your favorite member of your group graduate.
Yeah.
And then I was a part of this chat room devoted to AKB stuff online. And this one guy kept talking about Kamajoshi. And he told me about one instance where he went after the show and he talked to one of the members and she remembered his name. And
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool that an idol, would remember somebody's name.
Hmm.
And that was Moa, Sukino Moa.
She's a member of Armor Girls.
Yeah, a member of Armor Girls. And so I kind of checked out the group, but I wasn't really into it. But finally, I think in June of 2015, they had a live show broadcast on Nico Nico. And I watched it and I just fell in love with the whole group. I loved the songs, the music, the choreography, just everything about it. I loved it so much. Um, so I didn't have an Oshimen right away. Um, I tend to like watch a group first and then try to do what I can to learn about each of the members.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way of doing it.
So for the first couple of weeks, I was between a couple different members, and then finally, I remember they had some kind of promotion at the theater where they perform,
Hmm.
where if you buy like a certain number of CDs, you get to spend like an hour like chaperone date with one of the members.
It wasn't an hour. It was only like 10 minutes, but
Oh, was 10 minutes?
yeah.
Okay.
But it's still cool.
Yeah, I think 10 minutes would be great too.
Yeah.
But so I was thinking about like which member would I want to hang out with for that 10 minutes or so, and I figured that Yuki probably would be the most interesting person for me to hang out with and talk to. Not only for the fact that she speaks English, but she has a lot of similar hobbies and interests that I do. Yeah, so a little bit more about her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's from Mie Prefecture.
Which is by Osaka, like in that area.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think it's between Osaka and Nagoya. And so she grew up there. I've learned this just recently. She was actually a classmate of Soda Serena from SK48.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. I think they're still friends. They tweet each other every once in a while.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool because I was a fan of Soda Serena too. So she was very much into choir when she was in school, and she's been in like a lot of very famous choirs that have been on TV and stuff like that. She was in part of choir, so she likes to sing opera. And there's like, I think one of her birthday shows she sang opera.
Yeah, the latest one, right?
I think it was actually the one before I went, the birthday I went to before.
The one that you went to, she sang opera too. She sang a Christmas song. I can't remember.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, I remember that too.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, I think. So
Yeah,
I guess that wasn't exactly opera, but she kind of sang it opera style.
yeah. So
But you said that, did she sing an actual like opera song one year?
the year before I went, her birthday celebration that she went, that I did not go to the year before. That makes sense.
Hmm. That makes sense.
Also, another thing is I thought is kind of cool is both in Alice Juban and in Kamijoshi, she is one of the two people in the group that does the raps, the
Yeah.
rap part. She and Nanaka always do the rap parts of the songs. So I always thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, how she can do opera and rapping. I don't think
Right,
most styles can do that.
right. When she was an idol, she started going to, or she took a test to go to Tokyo University in
Which
20.
is basically like the Harvard of Japan.
Yeah, it's like the top university, like everybody wants to get into.
Uh-huh.
She took the test in 2011. She wasn't able to pass that year, but the next year in 2012, she passed the test and she got in.
Hmm.
And then over the next few years, she studied while being an idol at the same time.
Which is
And
crazy.
yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, like anybody who followed idols know that they keep those their members really really busy.
Hmm.
Like I can imagine juggling all that. But she studied cognitive psychology there, and she just recently not recently, but she graduated in 2016. Um, she wrote a book about how she studied for the tests. She's a really good cook, and she regularly posts a lot of her meals on social media. So
You
if
look
you
really
ever,
good.
yeah, I like try to retweet everything, all the pictures of her food.
Hmm.
I haven't really seen anything that I wouldn't want to try. Let's see. She's also kind of famous for being a Funashi
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
fan. It's a a character, one of the mascots. Um, he's like a big pear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a big yellow pear. Well, he or she, I don't know if that's
I think a he,
okay.
but I don't
Yeah,
even know.
yeah, but he's just a big goofy pear.
He's like a mascot for a city in Japan, but he
Yeah,
got super popular in Japan.
yeah. She also likes to watch anime. I think she said that Psychopaths is one of her favorites. So she likes doing quiz stuff to show off her knowledge, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, She's really interested in politics and news and things like that, which is, I think, kind of rare for most idols.
Mm-hmm.
She's also been, because she has that reputation of being like the University of Tokyo idol, kind of
Yeah,
like.
because I think she's probably, I might be wrong, but she's the only idol I know that's been to Tokyo University, like, because it's the Harvard of Japan, it's so hard to get in.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of other idols, especially like in AKB, that have gone to like prestigious universities like
Hmm.
Waseda
Yeah,
or other or KO, but normally they quit being an idol before they go to school.
yeah,
Yeah, so that, I think a lot of that reputation has helped her get on a lot of different TV shows, like quiz game shows, other things like that. I think one time she's been on a show called Downtown X, which is with the comedy duo,
hmm,
really famous, like the most popular comedy duo in Japan. She's been on that show. So yeah, she's really out there in the media a lot. So, which I'm kind of proud of, I guess.
yeah. So why would you say that you like Yuki more than any other idol?
Um, well, at first I thought that she has a lot of interests that I think that I share with her.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of it's kind of weird, but I do like talking with idols, and because my Japanese is not that great, so idols that can speak English are kind of more attractive to me.
Yeah,
Um, I know you had someone on recently that talked about Hoshino Mana.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I met her my last trip, and her English is really good too.
Hmm.
So and she's really awesome. But definitely, I was a fan of Yuki for about a year and a half before I finally met her. I went to Japan in 2016 December,
Hmm.
and I went to her birthday celebration.
Yeah, and
And
you saw her quite a few times.
yeah, I saw her. Yeah, that was actually the first day that I saw her was her birthday. Um, and then I saw her a couple times, a few times after that.
Hmm.
And each time I got like pictures and checkies and got to talk with her a few times. Um, and she was really cool. She's like everything I expected.
Yeah, so what would you say it was like meeting her for the first time?
Well, the first time I met her was there was a performance earlier in the day before her actual birthday celebration, which I'm glad somebody convinced me to do that because I think the
It was
birthday
me.
thing would have, yeah, it was you. The birthday celebration would have just been really overwhelming for me, I think,
Yeah,
because like
they're really
everybody there,
busy.
yeah, and everybody there, like almost everybody there is a big fan
Hmm.
of the birthday girl, right?
Yeah.
But there was an earlier show where I I got to meet all the Alice Juban members that were there at the time.
Hmm.
That was cool. And then when I met her, she was like, she thought that I had been there before, that she had met me before, which is cool.
Hmm.
I chalk it up to like, fate or something. Like, she see me in a dream or something. No, I'm just kidding.
So cheesy.
No, but no, she was really cool the first time I met her. I told her she's actually the first celebrity that I have ever written a fan letter to.
Yeah, when did you write her a fan letter?
It was a year before. It was a year before. So I just wanted to send her a fan letter on her birthday the year before. Um, and I basically told her a little bit about myself and how I got into Kamen Joshi and how I, started to become her fan. And then I remind her about the letter, and she's like, "Oh yeah, your letter was in English, right?"
Uh,
I was like, "Yeah, it was." And so so that was really cool that she remembered that. And then the cool thing is, after the first time I met her, and I told her my name, like every time I got a checky after that, she would remember my name,
mhm.
and like she would see me and she would say, "Mashu." And yeah, that's every time she did that, that would just like make my heart beat like really fast.
Yeah.
It's a great experience. That day was actually my first time ever in Japan, so everything was kind of new and novel, and just it was fantastic.
Yeah,
Uh,
because when you booked your trip, you didn't know when her birthday show was going to be exactly, right?
right,
So
right,
you thought maybe it would be later, but it was actually the first day you arrived.
right, yeah. Because sometimes when you book ahead of time, they don't tell you what day it's going to be. So I tried to leave open about three or four different weekends that I
Hmm.
would be there, because I was there like a little bit more than 3 weeks. I'm super glad that it was early instead of later, because my body had a a lot of trouble the last week I was there. So
Hmm.
all the walking around and stuff, and the walking up all the stairs in Tokyo,
Yeah.
that stuff took its toll on me. But I had a lot of fun. I did everything that I wanted to when I was there. So
So, what would you say your best memory or memories with Yuki were or are?
okay, there are a few. I think. Well, the very last day I was there, I got to talk a little bit longer with her,
Hmm.
um, just one on one, and so that was really good. So I got to learn a little bit more about her. I asked her like what made her want to achieve so much in the academic realm.
Hmm.
Like, is she a kind of person who's like interested in learning, or is she like a kind of person who just is ambitious and wants the achievements basically? And
Yeah.
then she basically said that she's really interested in learning, and she's got a lot of different things that she likes to study and she's interested in. So that, as a kind of person like that, uh, that's really important to me. Another okay,
Yeah,
there's a
because your career has mostly been in teaching too, right?
yeah. I've been working in education for a while. So yeah,
Hmm.
so when you meet a student that's really on fire, that really wants to learn,
Yeah.
it's really exciting to work with that kind of student. So yeah. Another like kind of memory that I have is she seems like she's a very reserved person almost, and she's like one of the few members of Alice Project that doesn't really do gravure, or
Yeah.
like swimsuit pictures and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So she's really conscious of her image in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like I kind of appreciate that. Not that I'm against that per se, but I
Yeah.
kind of respect that she that she is conscious of the image and everything. Um, but when she's on stage and like nobody's talking to her, she can be a little bit goofy sometimes. It's like she's in her own little world. I don't know if you've seen that sometimes.
Yeah.
She'll like sing to herself or do other things. And there was one time when I was waiting in line to get a picture of her, and she was on stage and she was sitting behind this big banner, like one of the banners for like I don't know how to explain it, but the banner goes straight up and down.
Yeah.
She was sitting in the chair and like the banner was covering her, and she was just sitting there. And I thought it was kind of funny, and like I don't know if somebody told her that I was looking at her or something, or what was going on, but all of a sudden she pulls aside the banner and like a peekaboo type of thing, and just like smiles and like laughs,
That's so
and that's
cute.
just like the cutest thing. So yeah, that's one of my favorite memories.
A related story on
Yeah,
that. I don't want to hijack it too much or anything,
no, that's
but
fine.
I have a story that is kind of similar. I went to a Satsui which is like an event where you can take pictures of a bunch of the members, and it was all the Alice Juban members.
Hmm.
And I wasn't there for Yuki. I was there for a different member. But when all the members were leaving, Yuki was the last one to leave, and so all the other members had left, but all of us fans were still there. And she just randomly like started belting out "Auld Lang Syne."
Oh wow.
I don't even think it was like around Christmas or the New Year or
Yeah,
anything. It was so random.
yeah. So yeah, that's what one thing I appreciate, because like she's got this kind of reserved side, but she also has like a kind of a dorky side, which I think is kind of funny.
So she's been an idol for a while, right?
Yeah,
And a lot of people have been speculating that she's going to graduate soon. For
yeah,
years, actually.
yeah. I think they've been speculating about that. Well, they've been speculating about that as long as I've been a fan.
Yeah.
So like whenever I was making plans, I was always like praying like, oh, just stay on a little bit longer. But I think the point where a lot of people were thinking was when she graduated from Tokyo University.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people were thinking that she was gonna quit, was gonna graduate and go on to do like whatever graduates of Tokyo University do, you know.
Yeah.
But and I think she wrote an article about her feelings at the time, and that she thought that if she didn't continue as an idol, she might regret it. So I kind of respect that. So especially since it gave me a chance to see her.
Yeah, so what do you think the future holds for her, both as an idol and as a person?
Well, um, I think that she is the kind of person who can do just about anything she wants to.
Hmm.
Um, and I think she's probably going to be an idol or be an Alice project as long as she feels like that's something she enjoys. And you know, I can see her doing a lot of different things inside the entertainment industry and outside.
Hmm.
I always kind of thought of her as like, you know, maybe she could be like a TV personality for like a news show or something, like a commentary type
She kind of
person.
wants to do that too, right?
I think so. But yeah, so basically, you know, I'm not at all like, I know that, you know, when she graduates, it'll be kind of scary for me, but I think that she'll do good at whatever she plans to do next. So I kind of hope she stays in the public eye a little bit, so I can still follow her, you know, as
Yeah.
a celebrity.
Obviously, I don't know, but I have a feeling she will. And this is going off on tangent a bit,
Hmm.
but you'd maybe like her to get involved in news and politics. She's been in a few kind of political themed idol units, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
subunits.
I don't know how to pronounce the first unit she was in. It
Are
was
you thinking of Machikado Keiki Japan?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And even if that was right in front of me, I would have a hard time pronouncing it, I think. Um, so that was about getting people interested in politics and voting, right?
No, that was more about economics.
Oh, that's right. That's right. About Abenomics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So there was a second group she was in that was politically related, Akiba Common,
Hmm.
that was about elections, uh, getting the youth fired up to vote. And then she and three other members
Hmm.
were in that group, and
And she was the
they have a
center.
yeah, She was the center of that group. Oh, a couple other things that she's written a couple of the songs that
Yeah.
Kamajoshi does.
Yeah, the lyrics.
She wrote Alice no Ori,
Hmm.
right? That was for Steam Girls, right?
Yeah.
And then she wrote the recent song To Die For.
Yeah, which is Alice Juban.
Yeah, which is Alice Juban, the recent song.
And she also picked out the outfits for To Die For.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's cool.
If whoever's listening is interested in getting to know more about Yuki or Alice Project, Kamen Joshi, Alice Juban, and maybe they can't go to Japan, do you have any recommendations for them? Maybe videos or something like that?
Oh, well, they have a YouTube channel that's really prolific.
Hmm.
Um, I think early on they did a video for every day, like it was literally called Daily Alice,
Yeah.
where they did videos every day with different members and different themes and stuff like that. They still do a lot of videos, but it's not like a daily thing.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, a lot of the other members have branched out and have their own YouTube channels. So if you want to see her in uh, her earlier self, there's a lot on their channel, their Kamigoshi channel. I love the ones where like she speaks English. They're hard to find because she doesn't speak a lot of English in the videos. But
Hmm.
yeah, I love hearing her speak English. It's very cute. You can find her on Twitter and Instagram. Uh, she has a Facebook account to follow her, like a fan account on Facebook. Um, if you can understand Japanese, there are links there to different shows that she's been on. She does a show called Quizknock sometimes on
Huh.
YouTube where she competes with some other people on you know like quiz games and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I like watching her like reactions and stuff like that. I can't understand anything, but it's kind of fun to watch.
Oh, and one other thing. Um, if you want to talk to Yuki, but you can't go to Japan, there's actually a way to do that, right?
Yeah, almost. I think all the Alice Project members have an account on Mixn,
Hmm.
Mixn .tv, where they pop on every once in a while. It's kind of random, it seems.
Yeah.
So you have to catch them when they tweet. I haven't been able to do it yet because the website's in Japanese, and you kind of have to do a bunch of stuff to like buy credits on the website and stuff.
Yeah, so it's
So,
basically like a paid version of Showroom.
right.
But because it's a paid version of Showroom, there aren't very many people on. So
Mhm.
it's like it's not quite talking to the idol one on one, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's as close as you can get without being there in Japan, and you
And
probably
you get 1 free minute a day. So if you're interested in maybe saying hi to Yuki or any of the other members, and it's a little hard if you live in America or somewhere that has a totally different time zone than Japan.
yeah.
But if you can catch them, you can pop in and say hi, and it's free for a minute.
Yeah, so yeah, I haven't done that yet, but I plan to soon. Once I get my money thing situated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really eager to do that.
Yeah, and I'll link that down in the description if you're interested. Okay, cool. So any last words on Yuki or Alex Juban or anything else we've talked about?
I'm just saying, would like to say that if you get a chance and you're in Tokyo and you're in Akihabara. Uh, just go to Parms, uh, the the Parms Theater, and check them out. There's it's going to be a wild experience.
Yeah.
Um, say hi to Yuki for me. Say Matt said hi, something like that, so she remembers who I am.
And you can see them for free.
Yeah, on the weekends, right?
Yep.
Yep, the weekends they have a free show,
At 3 o'clock.
like in the middle of the day, right?
Yep, 3 o'clock. Yuki doesn't show up at the Sunday one anymore, but you can see her for free at on Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, she's a lot busier nowadays, I think, with all the other media stuff.
Yeah.
So she might not be there every time. Oh, that's another memory. I'm sorry. That's another memory I want to tell you about before I go.
Okay.
There was one night that I went to a performance, and it was a Thursday or Friday night, and she wasn't there. I guess she was at doing some kind of radio or TV broadcast
Mhm.
thing. So I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't see her, but so I got some checkies with some other members that I liked. Because even though she's my favorite, I still like almost every other member of their group.
Yeah.
Uh, I have I kind of like them as a group and individually. But my feet were kind of hurting at the end of the performance, so I went outside and I just kind of like sat somewhere uh, by the entrance, and
Mhm.
then as I was resting my feet, she walks by and carrying one of those uh, suitcases that
Yeah.
idols you see idols with when they're going places, and she said hi, and I said hi, and I was like I missed you, and she's like oh. I'm
uh,
sorry, it was at a broadcasting thing. I was like, "Oh, that's all right. I'll see you next time." And she just like walked by me, but that was a great experience too, because like you know, she not only did she remember, but she greeted me too instead of just like somebody just walking by in a hurry or something like that. So
yeah.
that was cool.
Okay. And thanks for being on my show, Matt.
All right, thanks. I hope I made a good ambassador for Yuki.
I think you did.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me on.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.